Good morning, guys. I apologize. It's been a couple of weeks since we've gotten a video out. I am early morning here. I'm getting started on my tasks. I'm trying to get some gardening done before we head down to the house for the projects for today. So I'm just kind of taking you along with my morning chores here, trying to get these last 2 tomato plants that I bought in my makeshift garden. I don't really have a proper garden this year, so I'm kind of scavenging around, trying to find, 5-gallon buckets, any leftover containers, just because things have been kind of so chaotic and busy. But anyways, wanted to get you guys updated. Our electrical is in, and we have good news about that, so watch the video and stay tuned. And our plumbing is in, and our HVAC system is in, and I'm not sure if we have discussed the HVAC system that we got for the house and our reasoning behind that and why. So the design of the house, there's no crawl space because it's slab on grade. So duct work for HVAC would be challenging at best because there's no crawl space underneath. And then we want to keep the showcase of the house. When you walk into the house, we want that rough sawn exposed lumber ceiling to be the showcase when we walk in. So to do exposed ducting, there's no attic. So then we would have to do exposed ducting and the pipes and everything kind of hanging from the ceiling, and that's what you would see when you walk in. So we opted to not do that, to keep it the exposed rough sawn ceiling with the rustic farmhouse feel. So that said, our HVAC system is the zoned units, PTAX, kind of like what hotels have, the units under each window. So those have been installed. We have 6 units, 6 zones for the house. And I guess the good thing about that is if one unit were to have issues or one unit were to go down, that the whole house HVAC system, that the whole house is not affected, is what I'm trying to say. So the next tasks would be to attack and accomplish the gas lines, get those installed. Hookup fee has been paid for, so we're waiting for our meter, and then we need to run the gas lines, and then insulation and sheetrock, and just continue closing in and doing finishes. So I feel like we're closing in on the finish line, getting closer and closer, inching closer. Hope that all of you are having a great start to summer 2023.
1, 2, 3, 4. Up, over, down, over. This is a brick wall. Did that come through there, Tim? Oh, almost. So today's project is to wire up our looms for our HVAC. In this box, I have power coming in. This is the power coming in from the meter. It's a 200 amp service. This is also a 200 amp service. You can see these are 2-pole 20 amp breakers. So anyhow, we're wiring up all the big heavy stuff first, and then later we'll come back with the lighter stuff and put that in. These are called ground fault GFI breakers. They have to be in all the sleeping areas. And then we have, these are just 20 amp single pole breakers. And anyway, we still need to staple this down. Up here, we're gonna label just exactly where all these wires go. And then we go around and double check everything. And then we call for an inspection. And the inspector will come out and just make sure everything was done the way it should be, it's all safe. And then we'll do a close-in. And close-in, that's when you get to put everything up on the walls. And that's an exciting time because that's when we get to make everything look really nice. So we're excited, we're moving along. It's one more step. And that's how it goes. It's starting to warm up, summer's coming. So we are eager to get all of our HVAC system going.
And we started with one meter box,
Yeah.
and had to put in the second one because the HVAC took us over the amperage.
Yeah, it took us over the allowable safe amperages and pushed us to the next. So they provide a 200 amp service, and we had to double that to a 400 amp, which is pretty common for a house this big these days.
And we're doing PTAC zoned, so there's 6 of them, so there's 6 zones, 6 zones in the house.
Yeah.
And they each draw what, 20 amperage?
Yeah, each draw 20 amps, and if you're wise about it and you shut down the rest of the house and only heat or cool the rooms that you're using, the efficiency really goes up there. One of those meters on it that tells you how much the load is?
No.
You just add up the total use. Okay. All right.
What else do you think you'll put in there?
Well, I got a big knot of wire. I just thought it'd be better to put maybe the back side of the house on this side and the front side over on there, you know?
Yeah, you can divide it, and you put some.
So let's talk about surveys and why surveys are important. We have several examples as to why surveys are so critical. Those flags and pins that are driven into the ground, they don't lie. And we're over here at our fixer-upper, and the neighbor had told us that this driveway into our fixer-upper, that half of it was on her property, and that we were most likely going to have to adjust the driveway over. Well, lo and behold, we had a survey done, and that is not necessary because actually the complete whole driveway is on the right side of the property line, and as you can see, it goes over several feet into the grassy area. And she was convinced that the property line was right down the middle of this driveway and that we were gonna have to move everything over. That is not necessary now. This is example number 1. We have an example down at our custom house that we're building of a lot adjustment because we had a survey done. And again, no matter what you do with land, real estate, those flags, those marker pins, they don't lie. And so when it comes to putting up fences or building or whatever it would be, you know, chicken coops, fruit trees and orchards, whatever it is that you're doing, if there's any question at all, just get a survey done. So here is yet another example of why surveys are so crucial. We, before the survey, we originally thought that the property line came down to about that last little tree off of the dining room French doors and then out. So it made kind of for a narrow backyard. And we got a metal detector. We were looking for the corner pins, and that's kind of where we thought it was. Again, it doesn't matter what people say until you do an official survey. Well, the surveyor came out and the corner pins are actually here, and he restaked it for us. So this backyard line actually goes out from the garage door. So it'll go across the back of the garage and then it goes out that way. So we have gained quite a bit for a backyard. And these 3 trees that we thought were going along the previous boundary property line we're gonna have to dig those up, and we'll relocate those trees because once this is fenced, the fence will come across the back behind the trees, and then at the corner we'll cut the fence over in the back and fence the backyard. And we don't want 3 trees kind of randomly in the open, especially off of the dining room there, since we now know that the corner pin is here. So again, here is another perfect example of why doing surveys, legitimate surveys through a surveyor, and having ground pins and stakes put in, we actually gained quite a bit of footage, because we originally were thinking again over there at the end of the last tree, and it's actually all the way over here. So there you have it. There's another example why we love surveys. All right, we have a huge pile of cardboard that we have collected from all of our procurement of materials and appliances, but this one I'm not so sure about. That's definitely, I think we missed that package. Not sure what's in that package. Oh, wait a minute. It's a kid. When I was a kid, I used to play in boxes. Do you remember getting in empty refrigerator boxes and getting in them and rolling down hills in them?
We used to take off down hills that were covered with grass in those things.
Yeah, I loved empty refrigerator boxes. They were the best. It was how long will it last? And that's what box was that? Hot water heater? No, too small.
No, those are from the AC unit.
Oh, AC units. I think our son is taking a nap. We officially wore him out for the day. All right, so Brian's going up the ladder to shove through the exhaust for the shower, the master shower. It is a super tight fit, and so Ryder's on the other side grabbing it. Brian's
all the way up in there.
trying to wiggle it through the hole.
Okay, looking good. Looking great, man. Hey, Ryder. Ryder? Yeah. Do you remember that rubber flap that we pulled out? Yeah. Oh, never mind. It's not gonna work.
Is it gonna work?
No, going to work. So let's see. Can I?
I think it's one of those pieces
Yeah,
that
that's it.
it's such a tight fit that he has to modify
Hold on a second.
a little bit
Let me
to
zip
make
up
it
a
fit
couple
and make it
screws in
work.
this thing. And
So
then
hopefully
have an easier time.
he can scratch this off the list and it'll work. Oh, tool down. The sky was really interesting that day. The big puffy clouds seemed to swallow up the little ones. All right, we're here shopping for insulation. We passed electrical inspection.
Yeah.
Woohoo!